We find husbands if they're busy subscribing to fast chicks.
First piece of advice I have for young ladies is do not post suggestive material of yourself online. Men want what they cannot see and cannot have. Mystery is lacking in the West. And I know this is lost on a lot of young ladies. They say, the more I post of myself, with a bikini on the beach, the more men will like you. No, I mean, the more they'll want to sex with you, but then they'll look at you as just a visual or commodity, not as a future soulmate. And the second part is religious men check a lot of the boxes that you guys are looking for. If you're looking to find a man in the West and it's your number one priority and you were given a random selection of a Catholic man or kind of a femboy atheist, you would take the Catholic.
Yeah, I would.
So how many of you are then going to church actively trying to find a man? And so my advice to my two Australian friends is that if you want the thing that is the most important thing to you, start making those decisions younger than older, because you might end up be filled with a lot of money and a lot of regret.
Well put, Charlie.
You didn't go to college, so I guess you wouldn't know. It's true, I didn't.
I hope you guys get your mojo back. This was once a great country. I want to see it great again.
Here's white privilege.
Why is that white privilege?
Okay, here we go. Do you get asked to prove that you're a citizen of the United States?
I get asked for my driver's license all the time when I get pulled over.
Did your parents come here illegally? Yeah. If you knew that you were invading somebody's home, I don't have sympathy for you.
Welcome back to Killer Patterns, and thank you for being here today to learn more about the FOIA documents that have been released on Tyler Robinson in the shooting of Charlie Kirk. As a former homicide investigator, I know people are expecting me to say the M word instead of shooting, but I do have to censor my words, or my videos end up in a black hole and you guys will never see them. Okay, so getting started. So I have been going in order with the documents so far, but several of them are just a read-all, so I will give you guys a quick glance as they are not pertinent to what is to be discussed here today. And you can jump over to my Facebook group with my other content creator gals and pick up the FOIA documents there for free. That link is listed in the description box of this video. And feel free to go and jump in the group and join in. We all have different content to provide to you between true crime and conspiracy, even some entertainment as well. We support content creators outside of us as well. If you would like to be a part of that, you can help us grow too. Thank you. So this next document is initial appearance dated September 17th, 2025. Basically just laying out Tyler Robinson's charges, which we discussed in more detail in the last video. If you missed that one, it's okay. It will be linked at the end of this video to go and see if you would like. The document also states the defendant, Robinson, does get appointed a public defender, and they waived the hearing to be scheduled for the end of September. And that Robinson will remain in custody at the local Utah County Jail. And when the hearing takes place, it'll be remote and not in person. Recording of this hearing will also be prohibited, which is funny because the next documents paint a whole different picture of that. The next document is a standing decorum order, just basically stating the rules of the courtroom, and anyone found in contempt can be fined $1,000 per offense and possible sanctions like jail time. The next document is an order transfer for Robinson to the courthouse at the end of September, even though the other document specifically stated he would be appearing via webcam. So that's odd. The next document is order for court reporter. They will have someone present to record all of the details in text and transcript form, which is great. We need that. The next document is a protection order for all lawyers who have participated or is going to be participating in the future of this case due to the significant publicity in keeping them safe. It is a very standard protection order. In fact, it's only 2 pages compared to a full protection order. So I won't bore you with all of that. But you know what documents are present, since I want you guys to have full transparency. The next document, and these are going to be important in my opinion. Some may say boring. Why do we care? Well, to know and understand the legal teams for this entire case is important. We want to know who all involved are going to be included in the legal team to avoid scrutiny and corruption. Things need to be fair and played out by the book, which seems to me this week so far, the state has a very weak case against Tyler Robinson, and we will get into that later on. So the document, Rule 8 Declaration of Catherine Nestor, a criminal defense attorney requesting to represent Tyler Robinson in this case. In this document, Miss Nestor is asserting her professional experience and capacity to handle a capital defense litigation. She has practiced for 33 years, primarily focused on criminal defense. She has served as lead or co-counsel in 9 aggravated felony schmurder, or capital schmurder cases, 2 of which proceeded to final verdict. She has tried 8 felony cases to verdict within the last 4 years. Nestor confirms she possesses the necessary time and resources to represent Tyler Robinson in this capital matter and considers herself qualified at the trial level for such proceedings. With that said, the next document, Rule 8 Declaration of Michael Burt, a criminal defense and capital litigation attorney, requesting to represent Tyler Robinson in this case. He has practiced law for 47 years, focusing exclusively on criminal defense throughout his entire career. He has tried over 50 jury cases, including 8 lengthy capital cases in various states. He has served as lead or co-counsel on 8 capital cases that reached a verdict that has been involved in many others that were resolved before or during trial. He has been appointed learned counsel under 18 U.S.C. 3005 in 27 federal death penalty cases across the United States, which just means he was very qualified to take on death penalty cases and has the experience and knowledge to do so. He has been qualified and has been tested as an expert on the standards of practice for capital cases in both state and federal courts. Burt confirms he has the necessary time and resources to represent the defendant and is qualified at the trial level for capital proceedings. So, to add to that, in the next document, motion and consent of sponsoring local counsel for pro hac vice admission. This is just a document where Catherine Nestor is requesting the court have Michael Burt act as co-counsel. So they will be working together on this case. But Burt, who is not licensed to practice or does not reside in Utah, had submitted an application to the bar to be able to practice in the state. So they are requesting the document he provided, being an application to practice, be approved by the state bar so that he can act as co-counsel. The next document, Rule 8 Declaration of Richard Novak, a capital defense attorney for 20 years. He has appeared as lead or co-counsel in over 25 death-eligible homicide prosecutions across federal courts in Alaska, Arizona, Nevada, and California, as well as the state court in California. 8 of those cases reached a final verdict. He has experience in federal capital habeas corpus proceedings for approximately 8 individuals sentenced to death and has served as counsel in United States courts of appeal regarding capital offenses. Novak confirms he has sufficient time and resources to represent the defendant and notes that he does not currently represent any other pretrial defendant facing the death penalty. And in the final document of this video, motion and consent of sponsoring local counsel for pro hac vice admission. This is the same document as the one Catherine Nestor submitted for Michael Burt because they do not reside in the state of Utah. They are not licensed to practice in the state of Utah. So they had to apply through the state bar, be able to be approved, practice in the state of Utah, and act as co-counsel in this case. So that is it for this video. I know it was probably a little boring, but we learned something about Tyler's defense team today. And it appears he has a strong defense team built already. What are your thoughts on the trials this week so far? Does it appear that the prosecution has a weak case against Tyler? Do you think someone else shot Charlie Kirk that day? If I'm a betting horse, I would honestly put all my eggs into the Erica Kirk basket. I had a whole career built on profiling criminals, and she is top-notch. She is not who she claims to be. Please remember to comment below and keep it clean. Please consider subscribing and sharing this video out. In the meantime, keep drilling, friends. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You are missed so much.